Quick shout out to my personal branding masterclass. But listen, you don't have to buy it. Just because this channel is mostly immigrant focused, I understand certain situations, you might be tight on budget or whatever the situation is. If you can invest in it, sure, it's gonna give you a lot more value to be more influential on social media and make more money. But if you can't, my free videos are always gonna be here. You don't need to stress. But if you wanna invest in it, links in description. And mind you, this is gonna give you a lot more value. And it's gonna help you build your brand in a leveraged way, make way more money on a long enough time frame. So yeah, a simple question now. Do you think you are the best in what you do? I'm just asking you, all right? Let's be practical here. Do you believe you're actually the best in what you do? No matter which business, which job, or whatever it is. Do you think you are the best? Because this is the issue that many face. If you're starting things off, you're not gonna be the best. Let's not even look at that. You're not even gonna be in the top 10%. You're not gonna be in that. And that's fair, you know? But you need to know how you gotta get up there. And this is as simple as I could make it. You need to know who your competition is. Let's take one topic now. Looks maxing. Do you think you're the best right now? If that's your topic, looks maxing, you might not be the best, all right? And that's fine, like I said. But you need to know the roadmap. How do you plan your map in order to get on top? You need to know your competition, what they're doing. You don't have to copy them, all right? You can, that's fair, all right? And no, nothing's wrong with that. And to be honest, when you try to do that, you might get some fame, all right? You are gonna improve yourself, but you're never gonna surpass that guy if you try to copy him. And that's completely fair if that's your goal. On the other hand, if you wanna be on top of that topic, any topic, let's say, you need to know who your competition is. And you need to do more of what they're doing. You need to do better of what they're doing. Let's say you found an issue with whatever they are doing in their business or their content or their job. Just do better. There is no cheat code in order to be on top of anything. You need to practically find a way to make it to the top. And the only way to do that is to monitor what's going wrong with your competition's process and making it better in your process. You don't need to panic that, oh, I don't know how to do that. I don't even know how that works. I don't know how this works. I don't know how that works. You need to figure it out. You will have enough amount of time. You need to act urgently. Sure, that's fair. But you don't need to think that you don't have enough time to get things done. If you think that you are time constrained, you are not going to do your best. You need to think you've got enough time, but you need to have that urgency. That sense of urgency is what makes things done quicker. But you need to also have in mind that you have enough time to get it done. But you want to do it better and in a commendable way. That's the reason you have that urgency in you. This mindset shift, this comes from a person who is going through this himself, all right? I won't say that I'm on top of my niche. I won't say I'm on top of what I'm doing. No. There are people way more who've achieved way more, who are doing way better than what I'm doing. But I just want to know what's the error in their process and make that my strength and do more of it. That's the entire game plan. Whatever, everything you look around, which is a flagship thing. The only reason they are on top is because they monitored, they studied their competition, and they made their weakness, their weak point, a strength of their own company. That's the way you gotta deal with it, and it's completely fair to do this, all right? We're all here in a competition. Nobody's gonna give you a handout. If you have like I said, I've said this a couple times before. If you have something which is desired by two men, you two are gonna fight for it no matter how close you are with each other. If you have $1 billion right here, you need to actually believe what I'm trying to say, all right? Understand what I'm trying to say. When it comes to business or you excelling in life, everything is a competition. And everybody who seems like a competition to you is gonna surpass you if they get a chance. They're not going to give you a handout. They're not going to say that, oh, he's been my friend. Let me take him with me. Some might do it, and that's friendship at peak. But when push comes to shove, there comes a point where there is just one winner. And that one winner is the one who surpassed you regardless of the circumstances or his feelings. Let me continue. $1 billion right here. I'm right here. My day one buddy, the best friend of my entire life is right here. We've spent our entire lives together, done everything together. Everybody says that we will live together, die together. That's the kind of friendship I'm talking about. But when there's that moment where, it's a hit or miss. If I get it, he won't. He's gonna fight for his life to get that. I'm gonna fight for my life to get that. All right? This is no surprise. Like, you have to do what you have to do in order to give your family the best. You gotta do what you gotta do. Anyways, all I'm trying to say here is that if you want to be the best, study your competition. You don't need to be just heading in your way, like tunnel vision. People say, I'm tunnel visioned. Sure, you have to be tunnel visioned, but at the same time, you need to monitor, you need to pay attention to your competition. Are they tunnel visioned as well? Are they doing something better than me, which I could do even better and more of it? Imagine whichever niche, whichever industry you're in. Do you think you could do better than the guy who you think is on top if you put your entire heart and mind to it? This is nothing motivational. I'm not trying to give you some false hopes or something like that. I'm here to give you some practical advice. Have I ever said that, just manifest, just think about it and it's going to happen? No. You need to understand your competition in order to be the best, period. This, my friend, brings us to the end of this session. I hope you understood what I was trying to say. You need to understand your competition. Pay attention to what they're doing wrong and make that your strength, your strong point. Once you do this, and more of it, and on a long enough time frame, you will surpass your competition. You will surpass your competition. Do you understand what I'm trying to say? This is all practical, all right? There is no handout here, like I said. You need to practically monitor your situation and, get yourself at a better spot. If you're at level 1, get yourself at level 5, level 10. Even at level 99, if you see somebody heading towards level 100, and if you think there is some error in his process, in his procedure, make that your strength. Pay attention to what's going wrong in his process and make that your strength and surpass him. That's how it works. It's a competition, buddy. As cringe as it sounds, as cinematic as it sounds, as dramatic as it sounds, whatever word you want to use, this is the truth. You need to do what you need to do in order to make it to the top.